our guest on the show this morning, someone we all know, I'm sure we are all itching to meet. My guest this morning is a social media influencer, is a comedian, is a rap artist, an actor, and a fashion icon. With over 1 million followers across all platforms on social media, it keeps people entertained by pointing out social issues, with his witty satire through the various characters he portrays in his rant videos. He has starred in a few movies, featured in comedy shows, and of course is a great cook. Loves listening to Mode 9, Asha, Rick Ross, and staying fashionable. Ladies and gentlemen, some just happened right now. Welcome to the show with me this morning, Mr. Adeyemi Afolabi Nosa, popularly known as Lasisi Elenu.
Can you imagine?
Wow.
Can you imagine? First and foremost, how did you get all those information about me?
We get what we want to get, trust me.
I like to cook. Did I tell you I like to cook?
Oh, well.
Why are you monitoring my life? No.
Do you like to cook? Yes or
My
no?
brother, I love to cook. How you say no? I tell you.
Great.
I love to cook, actually.
That's great. It's nice to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Trust me, there are a lot of people who have been itching to hear you this morning. I mean, I'm your #1 fan. I'm a great fan of yours.
Okay.
So is my wife. I mean, she loves the fact that you're coming on the show this morning. And of course, some of my friends and their wives love. As a matter of fact, I got to know about you from a friend's wife who said, this guy just rants about everything. It happened to be your first blowout video, which was the pothole video. Like, this guy talks about it, and I went, who is this guy?
I think most of my fans are mostly the female.
Obviously.
Yes, so
obviously.
I have to thank them for that.
So.
Most of the guys who tell me they like me is
Okay.
through referrals from a girl, a woman, a lady, anything, but mostly girls. So
all right,
I appreciate them.
great. Let's dive in. We have so much to talk about and little time. Let's meet Lasisi Elenu. I mean, up until recently, I didn't know your full name. I didn't know your real name up until recently. And I'm sure a lot of people out there still don't know your real name. Your real name is Adeyemi Afolabi Nosa.
Yeah.
Where are you from? And tell us about your childhood.
I'm from Kwara State.
Okay.
My dad is from Kwara. My mom is from Edo State.
Okay.
Benin.
I can imagine where the Nosa comes
That's
from.
how the mixture of the name come about.
Okay.
And I normally go by Nosa. That's the name, not Adeyemi.
Okay.
Most people don't know me as Adeyemi because growing up as a child, I kind of liked. Not really, I don't want to say this, but it's actually true. I don't know, because of the love I have for my mother.
Okay.
The motherly love, you just act like. So I think I kind of like people from my mom's heart, side down
above
my dad,
that side.
just
understandable.
as childish, so it went on like that, so I decided to stick with the name Nosa. So then I would even deny the fact that I was a Yoruba boy.
Okay.
And why that happened was because I did not know how to speak Yoruba at the time.
Oh, really?
And it felt very bad when people see you and they say, and you say, I felt bad, so most I just deny and I'm not be Yoruba boy, that was how it started. So yeah, I am from Kwara State.
Okay. So, I mean, where were you born and where did you school?
I was born in Kano.
Okay, you got from the little Hausa you speak here and there?
No, my Hausa is pretty poor, but I like the language. Okay. My dad, he's retired now. He was in the Air Force. Okay. So, yeah, we're born in the barracks in...
where in Kano?
Where in Kano? Air Force Base.
Air Force Base, okay.
Air Force Base.
Okay.
So, I didn't pick up much because I didn't stay there for long. I think I left Kano after when I was 3 years old, and it was a barrack, so mostly pidgin English or so it's mostly not people speaking Hausa and stuff. So yeah, we came back to Lagos. Then that was how I started. I schooled in Lagos. Most of my school was here in Lagos.
Schools?
My primary school was in Lagos. I cannot remember some my primary school, but I went to like 5 primary schools.
I can imagine.
My brother, I'm not gonna lie for you. I think one every, I did tell you. But I went to St. Joseph Secondary School, and then I went to the University of Ilorin. Okay. So that was where I picked
went back home.
Yeah, that was where I picked up Yoruba
language.
Yeah, because a lot of people then would see me with my beard and say, how far do you go Yoruba? And I had to start. Okay,
I can imagine that Ilorin kind of thing.
So, I had to learn. I had to pick up a few lines, and yeah, that was how it was.
Okay, great. And you studied what course?
I studied health education.
Health education. So you are basically a health educationist turned a ranter.
My brother, I have not used one atom of health education or information since I left school.
Wow.
But nonetheless, I'm happy I have the knowledge and information.
All right, great. Lasisi. So, I mean, let me before we dive in, how was growing up like for you? I mean, family, your parents, I'm sure your father was not always there because his work will require him being at work. Were your parents, were they there for you all the time? How's growing up? Was it comfort all the way? Was it...
Which comfort all the way? You didn't want me for you. You didn't see my strong face. I feel like who get comfort when I small. Now what for you? Well, as for my dad, just most people's parents, their dads is almost never around. You see them early in the morning and late at night, or you don't even see them early in the morning. It's mostly at night. So, but he was the type that would trash and attend to any situation that has happened throughout the day. Yeah. So when he comes back and my mom says, Dad, you know, you believe what you're picking to today. Just know something is happening. So my mom was a teacher at the time, but afterwards she stopped teaching and became a trader. Had a store where she had things, where she sold things. So it was mostly going to the store in the morning, coming back late at night. So while we're done from school, we just have to do whatever we need to do, play with friends, here and there. So they didn't really interfere with our childhood, in the sense that I could, do some things. I could hang out with friends here and there, but they were pretty strict, especially my dad.
Obviously,
I mean, the military thing. My father would beat you to a point where he had, there were times he beat my brother and he would pass out.
Wow.
And when my mom is trying to pour water on him and screaming, wake up, my father go push him again, we blow, and I'm like, Papa, calm down now, this guy is almost gone here now. So, but he had that feeling like it was either by bend or by break, and he lived by those rules. And I feel there were times he even wanted to calm down, but his ego on the fact that he's a military man would not want to allow him. So he just had to, set that fierce, authority and make you feel like, okay, you had to. And we would always tell our friends, Papa no be, that kind of thing. So yeah, childhood was a bit rough. We didn't have so much. We didn't even have much. What am I saying so much? I want to sound like we didn't have at all. We didn't have at all. It was hard. So far was holding us, But I think one of the things that in my house, one thing I can say for a fact is when we left Kano, we didn't know how to speak English.
Really?
It was mostly pidgin. Wow. And my mom called us one day and said, we are going to Lagos. In Lagos, if you can't speak English, everybody will be laughing at you. So I think my first school in Lagos, for months, I didn't talk to anybody. We were not talking. We were quiet, like we're dumb. We couldn't speak because I was ashamed to talk. So I was learning, hearing things. When I watch all those Hollywood movies, then anything they say, I will pick some lines. I will say it in school. They'll be like, "What is that saying? It doesn't make any sense now." As I happened, finally we started picking up a few words, and that was how it was for us.
All right, great. At what point did you discover the comical part of you? I mean, this has not always been you. I know you began with music. I mean, as an aside, I think you're a great singer.
Thank you.
I mean, I've had a couple of your songs on Instagram, even though I'm just learning that you actually had a musical recording at the point, I know you also rap. I mean, I've seen you rap. What happened? The music thing didn't pay, and then was that what led you to comic? I mean, the comic side?
I would say for the whole comic thing, I could say maybe in high school, one could simply refer to me as more like, say, the class clown.
Okay.
I had university. I was not much of a talker, but there was still that hint of, I just wait for the whole even though there's a joke going around, I just wait, and when everything dies down, I just drop one, last one to make everything sum it up. I think it has always been that way, but I never saw it as something I would actually do as I'm doing right now.
Okay.
So it didn't. I didn't foresee it. Let me put it that way. I didn't see it happening. I just felt okay. I've always loved music. I've been writing songs for a really long time. There are some raps I make on my post today, and I wrote them maybe in like 2003 or 4. That long, and I just still put them out today, and I feel like, oh, people still enjoy it. But music didn't really go as I planned, as I anticipated, because the turnout was not so good. I spent a lot of money putting into it. I'm not assigned to a record deal, so I don't have a record label. So it was mostly my small change I put into it. I didn't get the kind of attraction, so I figured, okay, let me just keep trying. I was hoping I'll get some, funny enough, I've been to some, I don't want to, not now, but I've been to some, record and sent mails to certain, record companies, and hoping they would reach out back then, and it was crazy. Nothing happened. I actually tried radio at one point, because when I was in school, I worked for University of Ilorin FM, so I loved radio. I actually like radio. I do radio jingles, voiceover, but you know, it didn't really go as hoped for. You know, this whole radio thing, I don't know, all of them now. I get that. You know, they want more for position. Now they rule. Somebody will finish school, read mass come out. You that you have been doing the work now for more than 33 years. You don't want to let the person go. Make the person handle cost so small. You know. So the whole thing was not really forthcoming. I tried TV presenting, some TV stations came out. I reached out to them. I wanted to be a presenter. At a time, I wanted to be a VJ, you know, a video jockey. I just wanted to, you know, but life happens sometimes. You know, what you want is not what you get, and what you finally get is what you've actually always needed. So that's how Lasisi came about, and just like a joke, it's now a reality. Never used to be my dream, but a joke became a dream, and I'm living the dream. So.
Okay, so what prompted you? I mean, was it from the onset you started to use a filter thing, and what prompted you? How did you come about the fact that you could just use this filter thing? So that people were using it, I mean, for fun and for all that. How did it occur to you that you could turn this into a money-making machine?
True. Okay. There was a day. Before now, it was not just big mouth filter.
Okay.
You know, I would make normal videos, just saying.
You started on WhatsApp?
Yeah, I started on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
You know, and I would do my impressions of maybe Tyler Perry, or an African American child, or a white or British person. You know, I would do all of that, and also post it on my WhatsApp stories. You know, they started having few attractions from few friends.
When was this?
This was last year.
Okay.
This was last year. You know, but not so solid. They just, you know, few laughs here and there. Just some don't even reply the video. They just move ahead. You know, and one day I just finished eating. Normally, I have a lot of gap teeth, so meat never gets stuck in my teeth. Funny enough, because it's spacious. Yeah, it's
really?
Never.
Okay, so the space is too much.
It's
for
too much for the meat to stay. Yeah, I know what you find for them. You don't know where you want to go stay. Now my teeth way whole day, you know. But on that fateful day, I think I had meat stuck in my teeth. So I wanted to use my phone as mirror to just, you know, pick out the thing, and I was on what's it called? I didn't see the normal camera on my phone on time, so I just let me use Snapchat. So I was using so one of the lenses came out, so I started sliding. I was just checking out my face and all, checking out the teeth and see which infection, bros.
I mean, different inflections of your face.
Oh, I just say infection. I can't wonder what I get. So, and I was trying to pick my teeth with that filter, and I looked so, you know, funny with the whole big mouth, big teeth, and everything. And I was like, okay. So as I was speaking my teeth, I was saying things. I was like, this is, you know, I was just saying something just happened right now. Something got stuck in my teeth, you know, and that was it. I recorded it. So I didn't even play it. I just left it. And afterwards, I watched it and I liked it, and I tried to post it on my WhatsApp story, same. And few people, okay, I think I posted it and I took it down. I didn't like the fact that it was my teacher showing and stuff, so I took it down. But I felt, okay, since I actually like that one, let me do something else with this same filter. So I did the Lasisi thingy. Then it was not something just happened right now. It was just, you know, me complaining. You know,
you've always been complaining.
Yeah, it was just me ranting. It was and all of that. You know, and I posted in my WhatsApp story. People liked it. Some were saying, guy, why you make yourself this ugly and stuff, you know. But I think it kind of stuck. It had more attraction. I decided to just rebrand it. Started, you know, I continued, and that was how it started.
Wow, great. So, was it the big mouth you saw in that filter that informed the name Lasisi Elenu? I mean, what about the name?
It is the name Lasisi is my dad's.
Yeah,
that is his that is his name.
Okay.
The Elenu is from the big mouth filter.
Okay.
You know, and considering the fact that I love to rant, just talk and talk, act like I disrespect any and whoever, you know. So that was how the Elenu came about.
Great. So initially, your face was shrouded in mystery. People didn't know the real you.
That was the idea. That was the dream.
Until
a lot of haters.
Until Tunde Ednard came up with.
They wanted to slime me. Of course, I had a plan.
Okay.
You know, the plan was still to reveal myself.
Eventually.
You
had to do it earlier than you planned.
I had to do it earlier than I planned. Okay. You know, I wanted it to really stick. You know, but I couldn't manage it. Let me put it that way. Let's say if I had the information I have now, I probably would have been able to manage it.
Okay.
But at the time, I was new in it. I was still, a lot of things were unsettled. I felt somewhat uneasy. I didn't know how it would become. So it was difficult to manage the whole situation, my identity. I'm not Lagbaja. I don't know how he did it. And this is a new media age. This is a 4G age where anybody's phone can take a picture wherever you are.
Definitely.
You know. So then let's say I'm coming to Nigeria Info now. Nigeria Info, sorry. Let's say I'm coming here and you all know I'm coming here.
Yeah.
And you know, we're supposed to have this interview and my identity was not shown then. Okay. Of course I'm coming with my normal face.
Definitely. Now
one person out of you, I'm telling you, is going to be the Peter. That person would from afar just take a picture and say, oh my god, Lasisi is here. That one don't go.
Yeah, she's gonna be there.
You understand? That was how it was most places I was going to then. Maybe somebody reached out and say, oh, we want us to come for a meeting in their office, and I go from one small cubicle. Somebody will just take a picture. When I get home, like 6 hours later, I start seeing people tagging me. Haha, I saw you. I'm like, but then they didn't really have so many followers. So when they post it, it doesn't really get the kind of attraction they wanted to get. Okay. So I was dealing with that most of the time until even the picture Tunde posted at the time, I already saw the picture online. Okay. You know, I saw it like a week or two before he posted it. You know, but those people didn't really have a lot of followers. Maybe 1,000, maybe 400, maybe 200, maybe 100. You know, so yeah, people just moved on. We're like, how even should I the guy? You know. But when he now posted it, then a lot of people said, okay, we like saying I ain't be that. So you know, it just kind of sort of dislodged my plan, but not really.
So that made you reveal yourself.
Yeah, I felt like I wanted my revealing to come from me and not from people. So I just had to fast track it. So I decided to make it. It was the 1st of this year, January 1st. That was when I put my picture out there.
Okay. Yeah. Now, how do you get inspiration for your rants? I mean, you rant about almost everything.
Anything, bro.
What brings that inspiration? How do you get inspiration for your rants?
Well, my brother, the truth is, I like to outdo myself. Okay. And if I want to rant, I feel okay. Just ranting is not going to cut it. So I just have to exaggerate. You know, blow it out of proportion, make it sound like, oh, it's worse than this. You know, and I like the fact that fiction is a thing that I use. So sometimes I just think out loud. I just go out of the ordinary, you know, and that inspires me because most times I sit down and I'm thinking, do you know for a fact, for the past 1 week now, the only thing that has been messing up with my mind is my reaction, what I would do when I hit 1 million followers on Instagram, because I'm almost there. Yeah. So that alone has been in my head.
You're thinking of a rant for that.
So I'm already thinking, I had something, I'm like, no, I don't think that's good enough. I want something more than this, you know. So I just constantly think of anything, and any small thing that happens is enough to rant about. You just have to know how to add a story to it to make it more interesting.
Which you do very, very well.
Yeah, I have to, you know. So sometimes I just see this paper, it looks good, and I'm like, okay, what can I add to this paper story to make it look like, oh, okay, is it not clear? Is the paper looking like it's not white anymore? You know, just a story around it. So
great.
That's what I do.
Let's talk about your baby. You always refer to your baby, and people feel, does this guy have a child? Meanwhile, you refer to your car as your baby. Your baby is low on fuel, your baby is low on juice, like you always say.
That's my studio. This is your
I was about asking, why do you record in your baby? Let me put it that way.
Why do you record where you're recording right now? This is your studio.
Definitely.
That is my studio.
Okay.
My studio is
your studio could be your room.
And that's what it could be, but mine is.
That's what I'm asking. Why do you choose your car to be your studio?
I enjoy the space. Okay. The aura, you know, doors are shut. Okay. You know,
so you have some form of padding, as it were.
Yes, it then closes sound. You know, it just shuts out certain things. Sometimes it's not so. Under the kind of cars they send to Nigeria, it's not so even padded as I want it to be. But then I can, you know, feel very comfortable. I can hold on my phone. You know, with Snapchat, I require to hold the phone most of the time. You know, I don't like to place it down. So I like the comfort I get in the car, and that was how it started. So I decided to just, you know, stay that way with it.
Okay, great. So once in a while, I mean, you react like someone is distracting you. And I mean, I like one of the videos that sometimes it's actually a real distraction.
No, sometimes it is.
Because you said there were times your sister will call you, you know, to do this
actually,
and do that.
There are times it is just, I just make it up, and there are times it is actually, you know, true. You know, and maybe I respond. There are times I want to take it out, but if I watch it and I say, oh, it's not so bad, I just...
But it actually makes it look cool.
Yeah, it makes it look cool. You know, but there are some that, you know, gets too stretchy, too long, maybe, constantly engaging me and asking questions, you know. But most of the time, so when I think, this conversation might go well, so I just blow it out of proportion and make it, you know, more interesting. So yeah, it's true. Sometimes people actually distract me.
Now, let's go to Broshego. Broshego is like a pain in a bone in your throat, a pain in your ass. How did you come about this, Broshego? Is it an imaginary figure or someone actually that really pisses you off?
if you are listening out there, Brashegun, I don't want to. I can't say something because they might arrest me. But my God is.
We'll fight for you.
It's more than fight. He has to do more than that. Well, there's someone out there who is supposedly the Brashegun.
Okay.
But his name is not Brashegun.
Okay.
You know, he's annoying.
Really?
Like, it invests me. Now this is overdue. There's something.
Does he know you refer to him?
It's his problem. It's his luck. It's his issue. If he knows, he knows. Not concerning. He has never come to meet me before. But he.
How close is it to you? I mean, you attend the same church?
We actually attend the same church.
Really?
Yeah. You know.
Does he watch your video? Do you know what is your video?
He watched my video, but maybe you'll be thinking it's someone else in the church I'm talking about, or maybe I don't know. But that's not his name. His name is not Shegun.
Okay.
But he's annoying. He's annoying. Always holier than thou. He knows it all. He has been everywhere. He has information on anything. Anything you talk about, he's always ready. Moranti, sir. He's to show off. So, but his name is not Shegun. It's just the name I decided to. He looked like a Shegun to me, so I decided to just give him the Shegun. But I pray he doesn't find out. If he finds out, then
and recently in one of your videos, it was like it was going to be transferred, and all of a sudden your bubble was busted.
yeah, that was the idea that day. I was hoping it would. Yeah.
Okay, great. Now, there's something people have said. I mean, or people are still saying that Lasisi is thriving on filter.
Yeah.
What happens to Lasisi when filters become obsolete or are no more in use? Does that bother you in any way? And what's your plan for that?
The truth is, when I started then, there was a time I thought about it. I questioned it, like, oh, you know, people are already getting so used to the idea of the filter.
Okay.
Excuse me. How would I, you know, move on with that? But the truth is, not anymore. That time has passed. I'm so comfortable about the next form of innovation for me. You know, that's why I decided to. The reason I haven't even done as many animations as I should is because I'm still so much enjoying the filter thing. You know, but animation has always been the thing from the get-go. You know, I've always wanted to infuse animation into the characters. You know, putting it out there. You know, but sometimes I just hope. I guess some I still have that I haven't released. I just, you know, I make them. I'm like, let me wait small. Let me still do my normal this thing first. So sometimes I have to mix them up with the animation. But with or without the filter, there are a lot of ideas that I have, you know, come to terms with over time. Okay. And I feel and I know for a fact that people would enjoy, you know, irrespective of the presence of the filter or not. So no, I'm not bothered.
So invariably, you're gonna be doing more of animation when filter is
it not always animation.
Okay.
Not always animation. Okay. You know, it would still be a Lasisi rant, but in a different form. So when that time comes, you will see.
Okay, great. There's something interesting about you, Lasisi. The way you do ads on your Instagram handles.
Yeah.
I mean, you start with a story, you tie it around the whole thing, and then you just throw it in. I'm like, this guy's creative.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you come about that?
Well,
because you don't do the straightforward, so bank is doing this. You just come around it and you just throw around it, and people still get that comic, you know, feel.
Yeah. The truth is, I feel for a fact that I put myself in people's shoes. Okay. Because for me, I'm not saying I don't like ads, but if I want to listen to ads, I just tune to a radio station. I know, okay, I got a full detail on a particular brand, you know. But I feel the idea of people watching me is comedy, for entertainment. So I just have to look for a way around ads to make sure it's still interesting. So yes, you get to notice from my ads, it's not so addy. Yeah. Most of the time I don't start from the ad and jump to something else. I start from my normal story and then infuse the ad into it, because I feel that way people don't get less interested in what you have to say. So at the end, they've already heard it. Definitely. They can't unhear it, so it's gone. So at least they've enjoyed some portion of whatever it is. You know, so I feel that's how it should be on social media, because you're there to socialize, to hear everything, to have fun. It's not radio, it's not TV ads, so let it be a little more spicy than the usual. So yeah. Great.
Recently you took on a new personality on social media. Yeah. I mean, the allergy, is it allergy or the sugar zaddy kind of thing? What do you found that? Because I mean, before you go into that, I know recently you did a video about people that want to tell a story and they say it happened to their friend, and then it actually happens to them. It's more like you are telling your own story now.
My brother.
So are you the sugar zaddy now? Because
I resemble sugar zaddy for you.
Well,
I be like, who get money?
Well,
which one is well?
Your beard, sir. Sugar daddy-ish beard.
So well. It's just it's something I thought of. You know, once a while I decide to mix things up. You know, there was a time I did the whole Alfonso and Pablo Chacon thing, the Spanish thing.
Yeah.
There was a time I did the can't remember some of those characters, but the idea is to, you know, once a while spice things up a bit, and I thought that would you know, be interesting.
Okay.
So I decided to, you know, play that out, and a lot of people have actually said they liked the idea, and I would stick to it for a while, you know, and also introduce something else pretty soon.
Okay, great. How do you monetize your Instagram page?
Well,
that's something I think a lot of people can learn from.
Yeah, on Instagram, you cannot monetize via views like YouTube, you know, and I'm not strong on YouTube. I tried, but it was difficult because a lot of people are so used to me on Instagram. So when you try to direct them to YouTube, it's a lot of hard work for people, and they're like, this life I don't do. I'm not going there, you know. So it was difficult, except for those. So that is my strong suit, you know. Some people, Facebook is, Twitter is, but for me it's Instagram, you know. But the problem is you cannot monetize cash from views and stuff. So you can only do that by
ads,
working with brands, you know, doing whatever thing for them, posters, you know, videos, live videos and Insta stories or whatever, you know. So that is just the only way that I am informed on you making money on Instagram. Nothing else. There's nothing. There are people who have lied, who have said they can turn your views into cash. It is not. It's not possible.
Okay, so before you got revealed, I mean, with your identity,
yeah, was
there any fear that brands were not going to come on board with you because you were shrouded in some form of mystery?
True.
And did that prompt you to reveal it faster actually, than you planned?
Yeah, it actually did. You know, I had people then would reach out and my manager would tell me, hey, they said they don't even know who they are working with. And then I didn't like going to meetings, you know, I didn't like it. So I'm like, just send the mail of what you want, we would work on it, you know. And like, and they would like to put a face. What are you putting a face to it for? If you see the face, you want the face they do, you know, and just to know if it's a lie. So if you don't like the face, what will not happen?
You don't be sure you're not an alien.
No, of course not. You know, so I at the time, it kind of restricted my movement. I wasn't, you know, I felt like, you know, sometimes you want to, for example, you on a blind date, but you actually hoping that person will be up to what you want, what you expect, you know, as pretty as you want her to be, talk as well as you want her to be, you know. So all of these things I felt like was in the heads of these brands, of these people. So yes, they see me on social media doing all of that. It's creative, it's engaging, their brands can work on it, but they were like, is he the kind of person we would like to do business with, we would like to affiliate ourselves with? So I feel like that was the problem at the time. So I decided to, okay, let this one be a reason for my, you know, unveiling my face.
Okay, great. I mean, recently this year during the platform, the Vice President of Nigeria, you know, alluded to the great entrepreneurial spirit of Nigerians, you know, and he actually attributed, he basically mimicked your comedy skit.
Oh, singing.
You know,
my guy.
How did that make you feel?
Honestly, I didn't see that on that day when it was trending for like 5 or 7 hours before I saw it.
Okay.
And, you know, people were tagging, and I don't get to see a lot of tags sometimes because, you know, and I opened it, someone sent it from TV, like the person actually watched it, so recorded it on TV and sent it to me, and I'm like, I don't understand. When the person sent it, I almost didn't watch it.
Okay.
You know, because I'm like, what you concern me on all this political thing, you know. And the next thing I'm like, the VP just talked about you. I said, okay. I started watching the video. It was about 30 seconds or so, or 23 seconds. And I'm like, okay.
We're global now.
We just made it. We made it. And I felt good. You know, I felt really excited. You know, it made me feel very special that someone in such a position could know me. You know, it's not just about knowing me, like understood what I was about.
I appreciate
and,
it.
you know, could actually, you know, it was one thing to say, okay, but I said, then tell them the thing, you know. So it made me feel really good.
Great. I mean, going forward, what's the plan for you, Lasisi, going forward? I mean, you've done some movies, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you planning to go full-time into movies or big time, as it were?
I look forward to it. I look forward to doing movies, and I look forward to having a TV series. That's the one I know for a fact would come to pass.
Okay, comedy skit, comedy TV series, or
of course it will be infused with comedy. Okay. I think comic is life. I think comic is everything. You know, I think comic in Nigeria it's a new generation because the world we're living in is hard. But Nigeria for very, I don't know about you, but I would say without fear of doubt, Nigeria is hard.
I mean,
Nigeria is harder.
Everybody knows.
You know, the lifestyle here is hurtful, and when I see people send me messages and tell me, Lasisi, I've been on a sick bed, blah blah blah. The hospital didn't even have a bed. They carried me up and down for about 2 days before we could get a bed, find a bed space, and now, but all those time, I was watching your videos and it made me, and I'm like, are you serious? They were carrying you up and down for 2 days. You didn't get a bed space. What? I don't understand. Where were they carrying you to?
Those things are real, bro.
You know,
Very
when
real.
I see such messages, it lifts me. It makes me feel like, okay, because if I were to be in that person's shoes, when I'm being tossed around looking for a bed space, I don't know what will be going through my mind when I'm in pain. You know, if it's a physical bruise or an internal thing, I will be so disoriented. But imagine such a person who is in that position still telling me in that moment they enjoyed what I was doing. You know, so I feel like comic is a lot, you know. So yes, a lot of people should look out for a TV series from Lasisi.
Okay.
Yeah, people should look out for more, you know, movies, as a matter of fact, and something a little extra. I don't want to say right now, but a little different from what you normally know. It's something I'm working on with a friend of mine, and it will be nice. I can say for a fact.
But as we round off, the high point for me on this is, what are the values that have shaped you into the person you are today? I mean, you grew up in a military environment. I know the kind of discipline that comes with that and all that. What are the values that you will say have shaped you into the person that you've become today, or the person you're becoming?
Well, self-respect, being very positive, and love for me is everything. When you have self-respect, you know that in life there's enough room for everybody.
Okay.
You know, when there's envy and hate, it kills people's dreams. When you look at others and what they do, and you compare yourself and say, oh, okay, I think, I beg, you know, it limits you, because God does not sleep, he doesn't slumber. So even if sometimes it feels like, oh, he's not doing anything actually about it, to an extent, it is hindering your possibility of even getting to where you want to go to. So for me, all of these things, I've always respected myself to a point, and I feel like I would always stand out, no matter what anyone does. I have my own target, I have my audience, and it's helping me to shape myself into a better person, you know. And I'm always very positive about the things that I do. I'm always very optimistic. You know, sometimes I make a post, it doesn't do as much as I want it to, but I'm like, there've been better days.
Yeah,
there are days that I hate it really good, you know. There are days that the video really did exceedingly well, and I didn't even think it would, you know. So that's it.
On a last note, can we have your rant for a few seconds, Lasisi, before you leave the studio today? I mean, can we have your rant on anything? Not about me, though.
Okay, let me not lie to you. This is not a joke. This is actually real. That was my post today because I have to change some of my friends. I won't lie about it. How can someone say it's your friend and does certain things and you wonder? 2 of my friends came to my house yesterday. I'm not lying, this is real. As we're talking, we're gisting, we're laughing. All of a sudden, the guy say, Lasisi, how far? I want to use your restroom. I say, where? First and foremost.
You always say where.
Do you want to shit or do you want to piss? Because I know my toilet. I know how it operates. He say, no, I'm so jovial. I say, this is not about me being jovial. I need to know, what do you really want to do? Tell me. He say, I should just tell you. I said, okay, go to your right, first door. He went there. A few minutes later, he came out. Later, I said, let me go and use the restroom. As I enter. First and foremost, why is your piece so yellow? Why is your piece so... Are you sick? Do you have a disease? Now, second or first, why didn't you flush?
There's no water.
Why? There's water in the tank. Just one finger like this. You flush. Just flush.
He forgot.
He came out telling me, no verse. I want to ask you a question, but I can't say it on here.
All right, Lasisi, that was great. That was great. That was amazing. That was amazing. All right, Lagos, that's been Lasisi Elenu on the role model this morning. I'm sure you had a nice time. You can follow him at Lasisi Elenu.
Please, oh, yeah, that's the...
He wants to hit 1 million followers. So please follow him at Lasisi Elenu on Instagram. And of course, you can also follow him on Twitter, right?
Lasisi Elenu everywhere. On Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat.
Okay, great. You can follow me at Ima for Impact and of course at Value Lines. That's a wrap on the show this morning. I'm sure you enjoyed it. Do go out there and of course be the best that you can be. Have a wonderful day. God bless you.